Hey guys, we're going to be taking a look at Stellar today and doing a little bit of technical analysis on it, seeing if we can push to the upside or if we're going to go back down from here. We're going to be looking at some targets for 2020. We're also going to be looking at some targets for the end of 2020. So getting right into it, we're actually up 1.48% for the day and we're at 0.045. Obviously Stellar is still ranked number 10 and it has a lot of money rolling in it in comparison to a lot of the other coins. So don't think it's ready just to take out Bitcoin SV just yet. As you can see, it's the market cap is a little bit different here. So we're obviously going to be monitoring it throughout the year to see if there is any potential of big movements from Stellar. We're actually up 1.5%, that is. So having a look at the channel firstly, guys, quickly, I want to say thank you for reaching 2,000 subscribers or helping me reach 2,000 subscribers. It really has been amazing in the past 2 months. The channel has grown so much. We've been doing about 3 videos a day, so that's very, very good. And one of the only days that we haven't done at least 2 or 3 videos was when I was actually in hospital a few days ago, and I already talked to you guys about that. So thank you guys so much for that. I really do enjoy making these videos, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here. So thank you guys for that, and let's get on to the Stellar technical analysis. So one thing I did want to talk about and one thing I did want to concentrate on is these. Basically, as you know, if you do watch the videos, I always have a lot of moving averages on my screen, but mainly I wanted to concentrate, we'll have a look at the other ones, but I wanted to concentrate on the red 10 simple moving average and also the orange 21 exponential moving average. So the EMA and the SMA. So having a look at this, as you can see, we have been even on the 12-hour time frame, the price action has been governed by this for a very, very long time. We keep getting rejected from it and going back down. If we look at a 1-day time frame, the exact same thing has happened, but even more aggressively. We've stayed below this critical level many times. We keep even hitting the 10 simple moving average, which is a pretty weak effort from the bulls. And every time we do get over it, like these little pumps that we have, which are very good pumps, but when we do get over it, we just don't have enough momentum or enough bullish momentum to stay above it. So as you can see, this is a clear downtrend below these moving averages, which is not so good, but it doesn't mean that we will stay below them forever. So if the market does start pushing up, we're definitely going to see Stellar obviously push up as well. It's one of the top coins. So having a look at this, even up here, we tried to push past above the 21 exponential moving average and the 10 simple moving average, and we did break back down. So that is something to take note of, guys. I'm also watching the 100 moving average very, very closely as well. So if we have a look at the 4-hour time frame, the 100 exponential moving average, it's just, we haven't even got close to it on a 4-hour time frame. So by having a look at the 12-hour time frame right now, we could make a reversal chart pattern, but we just don't know what reversal chart pattern is going to be just yet, right? So let's zoom out a little bit and see if we can, let's get rid of everything here as well and see if we can actually see any reversal type of patterns that may be forming. So right off the bat, we can see that if we do come up here, we have the potential to make a bearish pattern, which would be a shoulder, a head, and another shoulder here if we do come to the upside and actually get rejected. And then if we break this neckline, it would be pretty bad. It would actually confirm and we would go lower, but I just don't think that we are ready for that yet. We obviously don't have enough bearish momentum either. As much as you guys may not believe, we don't have enough bearish momentum to break down that much just yet. But if we do make a let's see, so we could be also making a little shoulder, a head here, and another shoulder here. So that could also be a possibility. We could also be making an ascending triangle. An ascending triangle would basically be a bullish pattern, and it would basically take us to the upside. So an ascending triangle does typically break to the upside. So we're going to be having a look at that. But what we can notice on even a 12-hour time frame is a clear resistance above us as far as trend lines go, which would be like here. And we've just been below this trend line for a very long time, and it's been governing the price action. So sort of like that. We're actually basically right near it right now. As you can see, we're actually getting rejected right near it. I know some people could draw it like this, but I wouldn't say that a pattern has been broken. if there is no volume. And if we look at the volume is absolute piss poor. That is another thing I wanted to talk about. The volume is very, very important to me. When you see the volume contract like this and basically stay in one place for a very, very long time, you do usually see a breakout of it. So like this, we just kept coming down, had no volume, and then we saw a big breakout. So what do you notice over here? We see something similar. We see definitely something similar here. So we had all this big volume here, and we basically just came down, and we are slowly declining in volume. So I would say that at around the January 20th, we'll get a break from Stellar, maybe a little bit earlier. But looking at the volume signature right here, we actually do have a very, very high possibility of breaking this around January 20th. That is what I'm expecting Bitcoin to move as well. So that is a very, very big possibility. Keep that in mind, guys. Now we're going to look at the USD pairing as well. So stay around for that if you want to look at the USD pairing. But quickly, we're going to look at the 1 day time frame. The 1 day time frame, what we can notice straight off the bat here is that the Stokes are actually turning back up, which is a very good sign for upwards movement. The MACD has actually crossed up, so it's actually ticked up into the bullish territory. We've also got a bullish, basically, so the moving averages have crossed bullish, and we also have momentum coming to the upside. So that is also a very, very good sign. We would be looking for the momentum to start growing and come to the upside like this if we want to see continued upside. Now, looking at the 1 day time frame, when you see it, when you see this, you go into the 2 day time frame to basically give you more telling. Maybe this will be more telling. So as you can see, the 2 day time frame has not crossed bullish, and the 2 day time frame is very important to me. So let's see the last time we did cross bullish on a 2 day time frame, which would be around here, right? So let's see where that is on the price action. So that was around this area on the price action. So around this area on the price action, and we had a very, very nice push. So we're going to be watching this closely. That is, as much as it may not seem like it's a nice push, let's have a look. So let's just do from the bottom of that candle. That's a 25% move. So it's a very, very tradable move. And this is what I was reading in that article that we're going to be looking at as well. That's why it's good to start trading these guys. If you do hold it, if you do believe in it, then that is your choice to be basically holding it. There's no problem with that. I do hold coins myself as well, but it's good to start learning to trade. That is what I tell a lot of people in our group as well that are learning to trade. Obviously, they're there for that exact reason, because if you do learn to trade, then you're going to be able to learn to trade these 20% moves, and then you're going to be earning a lot of money. If you're doing it on leverage, then you're going to be earning a shit ton of money, guys. Let's say on 2 times leverage or on 3 times leverage, times 24, that's a very, very good move. So you should be considering that. Now, I was looking at this area, this critical support area on the 2 day time frame. So as you can see, it was actually resistance. It acted as resistance right here, but then it is actually a very, very strong support, weekly or basically daily support here, and 2 day support as well. So as you can see, we had a very, very nice bounce from it here. Let's see if we get continued upside, but right now we are below the 10 simple moving average, and we are getting rejected from it. But if we can basically push past above this, I'm going to be looking for this pivot area at 670. That is a very, very critical area. It also lines up perfectly with the 21 exponential moving average. So I'd be watching this very, very closely, guys. This area right here, watching it very, very closely. So let's have a look at that is going to be my targets for the upside. If we do lose this support, guys, I'm going to tell you guys that we're probably going to go back down to 566, but I don't believe that we have enough momentum. And looking at the momentum indicators and also the MACD and the RSI that I was looking at before, I don't believe that we have enough momentum to push down there just yet. So let's have a look at XLM USD. USD. So let's go on Bitfinex. Let's reset the chart. So having a look at this, it's looking very similar. We could be making a cup and handle right here, or actually we could be making a head and shoulders right here, which would be a bullish formation, and it would basically take us to the upside, or a inverted head and shoulders. So let's see where my brush is here. Okay, so we could be making this sort of pattern, and then we would probably come to the upside here and then go to the downside and then confirm this head and shoulders pattern. That would be pretty bullish case to go to the upside, definitely, if we can make this pattern. it would look pretty good. But as you can see, the same thing that we talked about on Stellar BTC, we've been below this price action, this 10 simple moving average, which is a red one, and the 21 exponential moving average for a very long time. Every time we do push past above it, we do get rejected. This was a very nice move actually. We pushed past above the 21 exponential moving average, we retested it and went to the 100 exponential moving average. Very nice move there. So what we can notice on the 2-day time frame, this is actually in front of the Bitcoin pairing. We've already got a bullish cross here, or we're about to. So watch the next 2-day close. This bullish cross may lead to some upside. The momentum is going to come to the upside as well, and we're also going to get the MACD cross to the upside as well. That is a very nice looking MACD right there, and the Stokes are obviously turning up as well, but they are still in the bearish control territory, so that's something to keep in mind. But for the most part, it is looking very similar. Not much to really talk about. We've been in this downtrend for a very long time, obviously, so let's see if we can actually take it up here or not. Having a look at the 4-hour time frame would be looking the same. I don't want to concentrate on the lower time frames too much because it's just not worth it. The high time frames are much more telling. So having a look at this, we have got a bullish cross as well, so maybe we do see some upside. We're coming to some heavy resistance right here. As you can see, we're coming up to a pivot area that will most likely give us a rejection once. I would already count this as a rejection. As you can see, we did get rejected and came back in this red candle here. So let's see, we're about to have another go at it. Let's see if we do get up there. If we do get up there, we're going to be looking for this area, because this is a 100 exponential moving average, and it's most likely going to reject the price action. If we do somehow get past that, which I don't see enough momentum, we're going to be getting it to 0.047. Now that is exactly what this article talks about as well, a little bit less than that. So let's read it together. It's talking about Stellar Lumens was spotted at some outstanding high in 2019. The currency is likely to outperform in 2020 as compared to its momentum in 2019. The currency would improve its momentum and might likely be more stable for intraday trading. The coin is exhibiting a volatile phase, however the possibility of upsurge is still tight. So that's pretty interesting. It's showing a 1-minute time frame. I don't know why they're showing a 1-minute time frame. I guess they're trying to show that you can basically trade on a low time frame, but it's better to concentrate on those high time frames, guys. Especially if you're new, I do recommend concentrating on those high time frames, especially for these alts that are so there's just not much money in them in comparison to, say, Bitcoin. So it's not good to be trading a 1-minute time frame, guys. Fair enough. So it's talking about that it can basically break the resistance at 0.0464. So let's see where we're at right now. We're actually at 0.045. The resistance would actually be at 0.046. That is the most relevant resistance I see. That is probably where we're going to reject once, like we basically did here. The 0.0464 would actually line up perfectly almost. Where are they talking about? 0.064. So yeah, that would line up perfectly with this resistance that I talked about. So this is a very critical resistance as well, which is the 100 exponential moving average. So definitely watch that very closely. It's definitely going to reject off here. It would be good for a scalp short as well. But yeah, so it's talking about if we can actually make Stellar a more tradable or a daily trader, it's going to be very good. So we can always get these moves. So if you did always have these moves, guys, like if you had a tradable basically market, and let's say you were getting 13% moves, you were trading 13% moves, or even from up here, like this drop, let's say you caught this drop, an 18% move, it would be very good. Like even this is a nice move right here, 5% move. So you could have really, when you saw us lose the support, and then we saw momentum dying on the RSI or whatever, we would be able to buy this support, and you would just stack some. You would stack some basically long orders or buy some Stellar right here in this area. You would basically stack a few orders so you can dollar cost average your entry, and then you would take it to the upside from there. So that's a 5% gain. So you could be making money on your Stellar. Even if you have Stellar, you could be leverage trading with it. This is what I try to explain to people. You don't need to be holding through the storm basically and just losing all your money, and in hopes of one day making it back, which you will maybe, but I'm not saying you won't, but I'm just saying it's better to be able to trade it as well. So That's about it from me for Stellar. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it, and go ahead and like the video if you would like. It does really help the channel, and leave a comment down below as well, and if you have any questions, and subscribe to the channel. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.